Hey everybody, good morning. Well, this morning for me. Got a new project, a little different. Went to Antique Alley down here in town and just cruising around, me and the wife. Bored. We're drinking coffee this morning, a Western Sizzling cup that I bought yesterday. Anyway, back to it. I've got interesting little. Picked up a couple of items here this morning. I just started checking this out. A little Silvertone 2005 AM transistor radio, 6 transistors. Here's the back of it, right here. Uses a Silvertone battery number 6418 or 6421 mercury type, and you see the connections for it right there. I wasn't really sure what a 6418 was. I had to couldn't find no information on it online, believe it or not. It wanted to sell me laptop batteries and stuff, so I just went down to the schematic man and got the PhotoFact number, which for this one here is going to be set 549, folder 13. So this is what I needed. It turns out the power supply, or the battery, is actually a 9-volt battery. So that's cool. I can retrofit these connections right here and make a 9-volt battery fit in here. Anyway, we're good there. So upon initial, it looks really good. I don't really see nothing out of ordinary here. This thing is apparently 1959 vintage, if my source is right. So we have chassis number 132.60101, chassis stamp right there. So anyway, I was able to find the schematic online. Already downloaded it for $9. You go to the schematic man and you put your information in, and if PhotoFact made it, you can get it for like $9. You can get a download of the actual Sam's PhotoFact. Anyway, back to this thing. I've set up my bench supply here for 9 volts at 200 milliamp stop. In other words, so let's see what happens. It's kind of odd how it does. Not drawing any current right now. It's like there's something. I don't trust this switch, but like I said, look, see how it came right there? It's like very flaky. Like the on-off switch ain't right. I don't know. I don't hear anything out of it. On-off switch. Here we go. The on-off switch has definitely got a problem. I don't hear it click or anything when I turn it on, which is interesting. So let me set you up in the tripod and let's go from there. Okay, a few different ways to go about figuring out what's up. Like I said, there's a little bit of current drawn, but I hear absolutely nothing through the speaker. So I think the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to ohm the speaker out to see if I get a click through the speaker. I'm going to use my freshly restored little Radio Shack meter this morning. This one here, I forgot what it was, is a Micronta 22-204U. It got subjected to looked like mains voltage across while it was still in ohms mode, which is never a good thing. The thing actually runs pretty good. I used to have one of these meters when I was young. Anyway, I'm going to turn the power off to that, and I'm just going to find the speaker contacts and I'm going to just, I've got it on R×1. I'm just going to click the speaker. I doubt you can hear that, but I have resistance in the speaker. And I hear it clicking, so that tells me the speaker's good. The headphone jack, I'm going to test continuity through the headphone jack now. And there's an output capacitor right in series with all this stuff. I just can't get to it. Can't hardly see it either. The headphone jack may be defective, but I have a feeling it's going to be the output cap. Okay, I hear it scratching. I hear it scratching through the headphone jack. The headphone jack is not the problem here. So the next thing is I'm going to see if I can get a scratch through the output capacitor. I do not. Well, let me get a capacitor. Just going to bridge, we're doing all this old school. Right here. Let me get y'all in frame. Let me see. This is the output section right here. If I keep everything from moving, output section right here is actually a the output comes from the center tap of these two transistors right here. But anyway, this is what I'm looking for. I'm at C, I can't read it, C3 I think. Anyway, it's a 22 microfarad capacitor, if y'all can see me. I'm fixing to just jump that capacitor with something close to that value and with the radio on, and let's see if we can get some noise. Okay? So let me get situated. Power up. Thought I heard something. Swear I did. You know, I just bypass it. That's all I'm going to do. I have enough lead length to do that, of course. Hopping them other little jumpers. I am. Just go straight to there. You hear that? I have noise now. So that output capacitor was bad. I actually had static coming through. So I got to find a capacitor like that. I'll install it and I'll bring you right back. Alright, I brought you back. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. We're on the old camcorder now. It's not really old, it's about 4 years old. Little Sony. What is that thing? Remember what this thing is? Hang on a second. Yeah, a little Handycam, little Sony Handycam. It's 9.2 megapixels. It's an HDR CX405, and that's really good. It's what I've made all my other videos with. Anyway, I have the capacitor here. It's old stock. I thought I remember testing it. I don't know. It should be fine. We just got to. Right here, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. So I'm just going to, oh man, I got the wrong tip on the soldering iron. doing some work for my son yesterday. Had to change the tip to the large tip because I'm doing some big soldering. I need to go back to my little chisel tip. Apologize for that. It'll take just a minute to get this started. There we go. I love this little Hako, or Hako, however y'all want to pronounce it. FX 951. I love that soldering iron. Waiting on it to warm up. I also have this. I'm going to replace the power leads on this here when I get done with it. And this thing will be working ready to roll. Anyway, let's see. I don't have my glasses on. There's that part. I need my glasses. I can't see. Stuff is getting harder and harder for me to see. Yeah, I think I can get that out. I really need my Pentavice. There we go. Improvise, adapt. As the Marines do. There. That's the culprit. In the interest of trying to keep things the same, I'm going to reuse let's see the plus sign, minus sign. The oh, what do you call? I don't know. I'm going to reuse this mess. That way it'll look the same. So capacitor leads not taking solder too well. I bought a bunch of stuff from somebody about a month ago now. I guess pretty decent stuff. It's where I got the Syncor Handy 75 and a bunch of other stuff. Okay, now we're good. I gotta if we can get that in there. Getting there, just gotta get it right. Got that in there without minimum of fuss. Trying to put it in here like I found it. One thing, as I will say something here that we still got that volume control to deal with. We'll get to that in a minute. But what I was going to say was, I have been in electronics from one range or another my whole life, okay? I've may not sound like it, but I have. But I've never restored stuff. I always was a repairman. You know, I like repairing stuff. I didn't really care to restore it. Till here in the last few years, I decided I'm going to start restoring old radios. Well, that's fine. I was able to restore radios and get them working. One thing that I've decided is, because I'm not a good furniture guy, if you will, I've decided any other radio project that I take from now on, which is going to have to be really, really special for me to do it. But anyway, if I ever take another radio on, it's going to have good outside hardware or case or whatever. I don't want to have to do anything other than clean up the outside case. I don't want to have to rebuild anything or nothing like that. Anyway, back to where we were. Turn it around. There's the replacement capacitor right there, using the original heat shrink, if you would call it that, fiber sleeve, whatever the hell you want to call it. Anyway, that's in place. Let's power it back up. Let's see what it does this time. Turn the power supply back on. You should hear some static, hopefully. That's better.
Condition now. Call the expert team at Pioneer Supply.
The volume control needs a little help. Turn these lights off in this building.
About DLN shortly graduating dental school. I wanted to help people who are not able to access the oral health care they need. As a new dentist, I wondered, do I have the skills to provide the care they need? And do I have the time? No.
Yeah, volume control needs a little help. So let's fix that. Turn the lights back on so we can see what we're doing. Hey, it's making noise. Making noise. That's a good thing. So I'm gonna shut you off and I'm gonna figure out how to get in this volume control and also charge my camera. There's the insides of it. There's the volume control. Wasn't really too hard. I'm gonna put, well, I ain't got to. Yeah, I'm gonna put this back in. Help support the speaker. I don't want the speaker falling out. Remember, kids, in this old plastic, don't just tighten the screw in the old plastic. Back it up, put the screw in and back it up until you feel it click. and then slowly turn it forward. If you don't do that, it'll try to make new threads in that old plastic and it'll break. Anyway, let's see if we can get this volume control fixed up. I like a carbon type pot. Got a bunch of crap on it. And figure out how I want to do this. Got two little dog ears on the side that I need. I decide if I want to pull it, unhook it, but man, I hate just messing with this stuff, like start moving things around too much. Well, I'll try it. I might break it. It ain't like I can pick up the phone and say, hey, I need a new control. These things ain't been made in 60 years. Somebody somewhere might have some new old stock. Can y'all see? Let me zoom y'all out a little, widen y'all out a little bit. Here we go. Got a little ground connection there that I got to pull off. This might get a little warm. Get it out of the way, y'all. Really don't want to come out. It's been in there for 60 years, 61 years, 62. Like, I don't want to come out. I like it where I'm at. This thing is going to be scarcer than hen's teeth, so I'm trying not to break it. My big old gorilla hens. Tabs up a little bit. Make it easier to put back together. Like it's been sprayed with something already. It's a CTS type QS. Anybody got one? Alright, so I assume that unsnaps, which it does. Unsnapped, so now I'm getting to the nitty-gritty of this thing. Oh boy, this thing came apart many different directions. Can y'all still see? Get out of there. Man, oh man, what have I gotten myself into? Can y'all see? Yeah, I know, I'm old fat head's in the way. Go wide. Anyway, there is the wiper section of the volume control. We'll clean that off. Here is the inside of the volume control, the back side where the on-off switch is. We'll need to put a little contact cleaner in there and clean all whatever that is that's inside there off. And then this is the volume control itself. So we're just going to kind of clean that off very carefully and relubricate the center conductor here, and hopefully we don't mess up the carbon track. So I ain't gonna bore y'all with that. I'll bring you back when I'm done. First off, I'm going to clean the on-off contacts on the switch with the CRC QD contact cleaner. It's quick drying formula, leaves no residue, and is plastic safe. Very important. Zoom you in a little bit. switch is right here. I'm just going to put a paper towel under it. And I'm going to spray that switch, and I'm going to take this brush right here and I'm going to swish that contact cleaner inside there. At least that's the plan. Clean this all up. Do it a couple of times. Yes, that looks really good. Clean all that residue out of there. Whatever that was, like somebody tried to spray this thing with some kind of oil one time. Don't really want oil in these things. This thing, that oil, put oil in something like this, them volume controls don't take to that very well. Carbon will disintegrate. Don't believe me. Look, I just wiped those contacts right there of the wiper. That is carbon. So now I'm going to clean that off. You don't want to knock your carbon off your controls. Then they don't work anymore. I messed around on one of my projects and I forgot to, well, it ain't that I forgot, but I didn't take the volume control out because I'm a dum-dum, and needless to say, I wound up having to buy a new one, replacement from somebody, because I destroyed the carbon inside the control. There's no repairing it after that. That's nice and clean, nice and shiny. Like my grandbaby's honey, whatever that means. And it is loaded in oil. Let me get you down here where you see what I'm talking about. It looks just like it's been oiled. You see that shiny? Man, that's terrible, isn't it? So I'm going to use that same contact cleaner to see if I can get that off there and then dry this pot real good. Hopefully they didn't damage it. What did you guys think about my GoPro footage on the last video? I don't know, that audio gain was super high on that thing. I don't know, I haven't rightly found a way to turn it down. That didn't work good. I'm trying to put a bib on this thing. That's my brush. Just spread it with contact cleaner. Trying to get whatever that residue was off there. Using a soft brush. There. It's drying now. Yeah, it dried perfectly clear. So now, I'm not going to put nothing in it. Normally I would probably go in there with some little fader lube and stuff, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to clean all this dirt off this volume control. I'm try to put this back together, and I don't want to be encumbered by the camera, and that's going to be boring for y'all. I'll bring you back when I'm putting it back, after I get it back together. Alright, I hope you guys can see this. The glare in this building is sometimes just atrocious. There, I think you can see that. Anyway, this volume control turned out to be a little you know what. Anyway, I've got it clean. It was a mechanical issue as well that I had when I put it back together. Something's just not quite aligned, and it's so small that I don't want to mess with it too much. But I've got it to where it works. Anyway, I'm set up. I've got the control clean and everything mounted back together. So I got my voltmeter here, my ohm meter, and let's measure the resistance. Appears to be a 20. Let's see, 20 times 2,000 ohm resistor control. I'm measuring from one end to the other, and you cannot see it. Guess I have to start over. I got the control right here, volume control right there. I've got my ohm meter set on the R times 100, so I'm measuring 2,000 ohms across one end of the variable resistor to the other, which is a good sign. And then now I'm going to just attempt to measure from the center to the ground side. As you can see right now, we're at 0, and as I increase the control, it goes up to 20. Definitely an audio taper. As you can see, I'm running it back down. See how it accelerates as it gets closer to 0? That's a audio taper. So that's good. You see how smooth that ohm meter went from one end to the other? That is a good control. Let's go to the other side. This is actually what the amplifier is going to hear. We're going to see. Smooth as I turn it. So that is a good control. Thank the Lord. Now we're testing the on-off function. If you can see it, this glare is horrendous. So it's the on function. I've got it. We'll turn it to the off. Boom. There you are. Very smooth, very nice. Doesn't bind up, so I will attempt to put this thing back in this radio. And also, while I'm at it, or while I was at it, lose my brain if it wasn't attached to my heel. Oh, yeah, here we go. Another capacitor that I went ahead and changed while I was in there. It's a 10 microfarad at 10 volt capacitor. And it was in yeah, that was the ABC capacitor, if you can see it. Let me widen y'all out. It was this capacitor right here, C1. 10 microfarad, C1 right here. But if you'll notice, right here is the AM demodulator, or the detector. And the detector creates your recovers your audio from the RF carrier. Anyway, but a sample of that voltage on there is run back through a 4700 ohm resistor to be filtered by C1, and is applied to the base of the first IF amplifier. And what that does is actually creates your ABC, or automatic volume control. And that capacitor I broke it getting it out, but it needed to be changed. Regardless. So now, I'm going to attempt to put this thing back together, and hopefully this thing will work. I'll bring you back. Yeah, I just wanted to show y'all something, and it took me by surprise. But while I was inside here putting the volume control back on, I noticed there was another capacitor in there. You see them 3 holes right there? I have never seen a dual section capacitor before this small. It's a dual 50 microfarad 10 volt capacitor. Well, I put it on my LC103 resolver too, or resolver, and I went to do this. $159.9 microfarads. Watch the capacitor leakage. The resistance is 1,000 ohms, drawing 10 milliamps. Definitely bad. That's a bad cap. I almost missed it. Almost missed it. I've never seen one like that. Anyway, it's bad. Gonna replace it. Boy, that was a battle. But I have the radio back together. Went in and put a new 9-volt battery connector on it. Everything's in place. I wound up changing what? 1, 2, 3. I changed 4 electrolytics in this thing. Volume control is repaired. The electrolytics have been replaced. Ready to try. Ready to try. Well, I hope to goodness this thing works. Hate to know that it didn't. Here we go. Yeah, that's promising. I forgot to put the dang tuner back in. I forgot. Well, crud. Well, I was thinking about deleting the last and redoing that whole segment. But no, things happen. I had taken the tuning knob off so I could get to the dual capacitor. Got to put it back on. Here we go. Round 2. We're picking up every fluorescent light in the county on pairs.
Most common stains in today's edition of Leslie's Last Word. Leslie, not a picnic unless you dribble something on your shirt
about
or
that?
your tablecloth or something, right?
Well, I mean, think about it. Most picnics, you're sitting in like a weird lawn chair, so you're bound to spill something on yourself. I mean, it always happens to me.
I don't think I'm even going to do an alignment on it.
So if you've got something like barbecue sauce, ketchup, mustard, if you need the most
Volume control works good.
picnic. So first, you're going to flush that stain with cold water, but from the underside.
I think it's going to be a success, guys.
With liquid laundry detergent and sponge with white vinegar. You want to apply a stain treatment and then launder. I mean, I know you can't do this like.
Turns off.
Now, if the mess occurs while you're eating berries like blueberries or strawberries, you want to mix it.
I will note that, remember a while ago I was getting some high current. I was running over 100 mils of current a while ago when I first turned this thing on. But that black capacitor right here, this dual, was shorted. It was extremely leaky. I'm glad I noticed it. I would have overlooked that. Would have had some sucky battery life. Anyway,
grease or mayonnaise,
works good.
chipped oil.
Thanks for riding along. I got another project in the barrel.
That's common. So if
Even more interested than this. This is fun. I haven't done anything. I've only worked on one transistor radio since I've opened, since I've been doing restorations and repair. And I don't think I hardly ever worked on. I haven't worked on any transistor radios or pocket transistor radios when I worked in radio and TV 40 years ago. So this actually a change of pace. I will say, working on these as compared to a regular radio is it's a lot more. You got to be more patient with these things. They're smaller, it's harder to hold. So it's fun. I enjoyed it. So basically, this here little Sears Silvertone 6 transistor radio model. What was it? 1205. Yeah, model 1205 black. All it needed was a new battery contactor, the volume control clean, and 4 electrolytic caps. Works fine.
High school football jamboree.
Seems to be real sensitive too.
All happening.
There you go. Thanks for riding along, guys. We'll see you later. Hope you enjoyed. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Like now, I realize that some people don't trust the police.
You can consider this bonus footage.
Reaching out to this community.
I was remiss. I didn't show you the exact finished product. It's got a little issue there, but it's not. It's fine. It tells a story about this thing. This is the radio. It's got a little bit of stain around the edges here. I couldn't get it out. I'm not going to. Got the neat little kickstand. I like that.
Start the conversation and help stop crime. To learn the 5 things to do, go to ncpc.org/prevent violent crime.
What I like about it, back when the USA actually meant something, this radio was made in the USA.
Crafts and food. Get ready for the next NSU Folk Festival in Prather Coliseum on the NSU
There you go.
campus. Come see the best fiddlers in the state compete in the
Sounds good too.
Fiddle Championship.
I'm done with it.
July 23rd.
Appreciate y'all riding
Bring the
along
whole
again.
family.
Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for sticking with me, and please like and subscribe. Hit that share button.
LouisianaTravel.com
That
to
right?
plan your trip today. Come
Ring
join
the
us
bell,
at
as
the next
Erico
NSU
with
Folk Festival, July
South Main Auto
23rd.
says. Anyway, we'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.